Thank you all. I'm going to ask these members actually a couple quick questions just to get a bit more of an idea of what these members come to Laing House to do. Allie did a great job describing, and so did Jacob and Seanna. Would you be able to, can I just ask you what you do when you just come through the door at Laing House? What do you like to do?
I like to come and say hi to people and get creative things done at Laing House.
Creative things done at Laing House, like what?
I really enjoy Writer's Circle and Art Outreach.
Writer's Circle. Well, obviously you're an amazing writer. That poem was it was beautiful. What about Writer's Circle? Can you describe what we do there?
Writer's Circle is a place where you can practice your creative writing with your peers, and you can also get a lot of good feedback on it. It's really a great group.
Were you a writer before you came to Laing House?
Actually, I was. Well, I've been writing since I was in about the 4th grade. Since coming to Laing and finding a really empathetic community, I decided I would write more about my personal struggles and see if anyone could relate and identify with it.
Amazing, and I'm sure people do. That's great that you're able to share your writing. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
So Jacob, maybe I'll ask you next. Where did you first hear about Laing House?
I actually first heard about Laing House when I was in the hospital. They have a program called Art Outreach, and for those of you that don't know what Art Outreach is, it's a program where one staff member and a couple of volunteers, members at Laing House, come in and visit the hospital, and they do art with some of the inpatients there. It's a great way to make some friends, and when you're going through a pretty boring day at the hospital and a repetitive day, it's great to have a break. And I actually never really liked art. Like I didn't really like art.
What do you mean?
But now, like after doing Art Outreach, I actually come to Laing House just to paint. I learned that I really like painting, and even if it's not perfect in my eyes, and other people don't understand what I'm trying to paint, it doesn't matter. It's what I get back from it. So,
wow, thank you very much for sharing. And Allie, I heard you mention in your song many, many things about Laing House, which is really great. You gave us a good view of what we do there. You mentioned as well that Laing House has been there for you. Can you give us a little bit more about that? Can you share a bit about that?
Yeah. Well, during my diagnosis, I was in a very dark place, and I actually heard about Laing House through the ARC. Dorothy and Emily, who is here tonight somewhere, told me about it, and when I came to Laing, it kind of became the light at the end of a very dark tunnel, so to speak. So, yeah.
Amazing. How has Laing House, helped you through that tunnel?
Well, during my illness, I lost connections, a lot of friends. I became a different person almost, and they didn't understand what exactly was happening to me. And where no one was there for me, Laing House was. I could talk to someone and be like, hey, you take lithium? Yeah, I take lithium too, man. So it's a way to connect to people in their illness. And yeah, most importantly, there's programs, there's free meals all the time. So when I don't have the money to get a bite to eat, I can go to Laing House and eat. And they have movie night, like I mentioned. And if I'm not taking part in a program, if I'm having one of those days where I just don't want to participate, there's always someone to talk to, whether it's a member or staff. So I'm never alone.
You're never alone. Well, that's it, folks. We're never alone, are we? Bravo, bravo, bravo.